Why am I hit
Are we-
record? I did it again.
Like everybody.
I did it again.
Like, every single time that we podcast, the very beginning is just you, like, it's just me laughing.
Just gonna hit
That's
record.
actually gonna be our new intro. It's just me like every single week. Oh.
What are you eating today?
I'm eating a banana.
Oh, all right.
I wasn't really thrilled about this choice.
Banana?
No, I'm not a banana person.
Banana? Okay, so first of all, welcome. My name's Jordan.
Grace. That's
And
Jordan.
my co-host Kimberly
Kim.
across the table, who's always eating something. So
Yeah, I'm a snacker.
All right, so a couple of you talked about the fact that you can't hear us and things are up and down. So we're still getting this thing figured out. All right, so
We're doing our best.
Calm
Such
down.
fun.
Like, if you want to sponsor us and pay for some equipment, then by all means go ahead. But here's the deal. So here's what happens. Like, Kim has a very loud voice.
I do.
I have a very loud voice. Sometimes I'm on the microphone like really close. Sometimes you are, and sometimes you're not, and that's how it goes. So either we're gonna get some new.
I'm really close right now. This is me really far away.
So that's how it goes. Like so we'll work on it.
We will.
We're gonna work on this.
We will. Today's episode should also come with a warning
Oh,
because you have been gone
I have been
We
gone
have not
all
talked.
week.
for a week and a half, like since our last podcast.
Yeah, so like people probably heard us on Monday. We don't always record on Mondays.
We don't.
We record whenever we possibly can.
Yeah.
Like so, and knowing full well that like things are going to go south in a hurry, or whatever the case is. So yeah, I was gone all week long. From I don't know, we recorded like last week sometime, but it wasn't like at the end of the week. It was like at the beginning.
It was
of the
like
week.
Monday
So I haven't
last
talked to you in
week.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
So
it could
this
get
comes with a
real
warning.
fast.
We're just gonna apologize now.
People are just catching up. They're like, hey, what's going on in your life? I was thinking about this mowing actually this morning. I was like, what is our podcast about? Like, what are we actually doing?
The grease and grace of life, and how we.
I know. And that's what, and I
Deal
was
with
like,
it.
this is about nothing. Like, we either need to find a niche
We do.
or people just are like, no, I love hearing like how crazy your life is. And I just want to be involved. And so, hey, if that's the case, well, then you're in the right place.
Because I don't know if we're ever gonna have.
I don't know.
I have had somebody who was like, "Why don't you do the grease and grace moment anymore?"
Oh, we can bring it
And
back.
we can do that. I actually was thinking of like maybe like once a month we talk about like our grease and our grace of the month.
Yeah.
So let me know, let Jordan know, let us know. People text us. I have so many responses via text, via Facebook.
Oh, really? I don't get any of them. So
people call me.
as far as I know, just my kids listen. That's all I got.
I have like a solid like 6 people who like will call me and they're like, "Hey, I just finished your podcast," and I'm like, "Email it in."
Hold on.
greaseandgracepod@gmail.com. Email it in.
I listened to a podcast the other day, and this was like in the early stages. So, if you like go back and you hear like the early stages or
Yeah.
whatever, and the guys had like a number that you could call and leave a
number?
voicemail. And then they just like would play the voicemail on their
That'd be
podcast, and
fun.
I'm like, okay, like I don't know if we're there yet, but
We're
that's
not, well, we're slowly expanding.
we're still figuring this out. It's gonna take at least like 50 episodes before we're like, oh, and that's what we're doing.
AKA a year.
Yeah, because
so-
I was thinking about it. I was like, if people go back, they're probably thinking like, what is happening? It's a train wreck the whole way through. Like
This is the best train wreck ever.
from start to finish. Like that is the podcast. It is just
It
like
is,
this
it is.
crazy train wreck. So
Yeah.
anyway, last week I kind of like derailed us. I put us on this like weird like list and rankings of fast food.
Yeah.
We didn't get to your list. You have black.
I always bring lists.
You have black Post-it notes.
They're
So
always-
today, like, hey, I just got back from vacation. I'm gonna let you drive.
Okay.
So you just start checking off the boxes,
I have so many boxes to
and
check.
I'll listen.
Oh my
I'll
man,
just
Seth.
I'll just pay attention and see if I can hang with you for this week.
Okay.
So what do you got? Like
Well,
let's
I'm
start
feeling-
rolling them.
I'm feeling real ADHD, so let's just start with that. Okay, so
I'm feeling real ADHD right now, man.
So somebody replied to me and sent me a Facebook message
Okay.
of, you remember on Monday last week when we were talking
Yeah.
about the longest town The longest name of the town in Hawaii, and it's like a cajillion.
Well, I do remember we were talking about the towns in the Upper Peninsula and
Yeah.
how we can't pronounce those as kind of like Old Testament names.
It was confirmed because my boss right now is up in the UP,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was like, "We are at Lake."
Yakamakadaka. Some
Yeah,
camp from a 90s movie. Camp Onomatopoeia. Oh, good for you.
Yeah, he pronounced it, and I was like, I would have never said it
Okay,
like that. So
that's fine.
confirmed. But my cousin sent me a video. I'll send it. I'll show it to you
All right.
afterwards of the longest name. It's insane.
In Hawaii. Not,
it's in
not
Hawaii.
the UP.
No, it's in
Okay.
Hawaii, and it starts with a T. And then I'm gonna try longest name of a town in Hawaii.
So you're going to try to find it?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Because I just now realized that I have Google, so I can look it up. But it's not happening. So
That's cool.
what?
It's all good.
This is.
Where were you
anyways.
going with that?
No, I was just letting you know. Like,
Oh, like-
so
oh, okay.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
feedback. We're in our feedback
Gotcha.
section.
Feedback. Brrr.
Okay, so next feedback. My mom the other day, right after we were talking
Carmen!
about the World Fair.
Carmen.
This is crazy, Jordan. So
She was
the
talking about the World Fair. So she knows what's up.
No.
She doesn't know
it was like
about
a
the World Fair?
fact. My great grandparents went.
You didn't know about the
apparently.
World's Fair,
I
though.
didn't know. My
No.
great grandparents went.
Did you go home and deep dive on it?
No, sure didn't. I just let the
Could have
chips-
cared less about any of things that you said. I went home and did whatever I wanted to. I had to let the
most
dogs out.
research I did was after this fact. So 1909.
1909.
1909.
Is
This
from
was
Carmen?
a fact that popped up. My mom is like big on like weird facts
Okay.
and things like that.
That's fair.
And so this one popped up. How perfect, since we have talked about
perfect.
the World Fair. Okay, so 1909 World Fair. I don't remember where it was at, but there are raffle tickets that people can buy, and every single time that they do raffle, they're raffling off different things. In 1909, they raffled off a 1-month-old baby.
Shut your
Named
mouth.
Ernest, look it up.
What?
Look it up.
You cannot do that. You'd
Well,
be
you-
canceled in a heartbeat.
So here's the craziest part. Are you
Oh,
ready?
that makes sense. It was at the University of Washington campus.
No one claimed him.
What?
And nobody knows what happened
What's
to
his name?
this kid, Ernest. 1909. 1909 Ernest.
And then he went to
World
camp.
Fair. Nobody Nobody knows what happened to him.
Shut your
I'm dead
mouth.
serious.
How do you auction off a baby? What does that even
Times
mean?
were different.
Times
We're
in the
getting there.
09s, things were
The
really
09s.
different.
Things were, I don't know, you could auction off a baby, which I have seen, like, people trying and giving their kids up, but, like, not
What
raffling.
in the
I want to
world?
know how that conversation
Ernest
went.
was raffled off at the 1909 World's Fair in Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody claimed him with the winning ticket. And it's still unclear to this day what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah. Nobody knows. Which I'm like, okay, how does nobody know
I know exactly what happened to him.
this child?
He went to camp. He did a lot of other things too. Ernest P. Worrell was his name.
Is that his last name?
Yeah, Ernest
I
P.
used
Worrell.
to watch Ernest movies all the time, my brother and I. And then my youngest brother started watching them. And for the longest time, he would walk around and he'd be like, "Is this the way you treat your mother?" If you don't know the movies we're talking about.
There's so many of them. There's
There
like
are.
to camp, to jail, he's scared stupid, saves Christmas, goes to school, goes to Africa. I don't know why they picked Africa, but he went
Is
there.
his name actually Ernest in real life? Like, what?
Rides again, in the army, slam dunk, family vacation. This is crazy. Ernest P. Worrell. He was portrayed by Jim Varner. Jim Varner.
I wonder if that was just like a random character.
You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean, Vern? I think that was him. Jim Varner actually is dead. That is the worst thing. I'll go look up people like.
And then you find out they died.
Absolutely. So love MASH, love the show MASH, like the TV show
Yeah.
MASH. I went and did like a deep dive on the cast, and I'm like, you're all dead. You're all dead.
Yeah, because
She's pretty. No, she's not. She's dead. He's handsome. No, he's not. He's dead.
Do you ever like go through like lists of celebrities? Like I'll be watching a movie. What was I just I was listening to something the other day, and I was like, haven't heard about that. Oh, Maroon 5. I was listening
What
to
happened to
Maroon
them?
5. I don't know.
Oh,
I
I
just
mean,
like
they're just like gone.
yeah, like what happens to people? Where do y'all go?
Well, here's
You
the
know?
deal. Jim Varney not Jim Varner, sorry, James Albert Varney Jr. to be exact, died in 2000, which means 24 years has passed before I was made known, which has happened before in my life because I totally did not know that Patrick Swayze died. This was a long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Oh, no. Patrick Swayze's been dead for a while. Oh. And I missed it. And, like, it was, like, 4 years later. And somebody was like, oh, he's dead. And I'm like, Swayze is dead? I was distraught. I almost cried. Like, almost legitimately. Like, I was like, why? He's not dead. I didn't believe him. I had to, like, go look it up.
I would feel...
and he is. He's
well,
dead.
Patrick Swayze, he is kind of a big name. I would feel worse if I didn't know that, like, Michael Jackson died. And then, like, 4 years later was like, what? He's the king of pop.
He is. But Swayze was the king of swagger. And let me tell you what, he died in 2009, and I probably found out in 2020.
It's unfortunate.
During COVID, when I'm doing a deep dive on movies.
When all we had,
what do you mean he's dead?
I do that all the time. I'll deep dive, and I'm like, oh, I wonder who that actress is. Or sometimes, like, I'll see them. Not all of them are dead.
No, not all of them. Some of them are doing really weird things. Like
That's very true. Yeah. That's very true. Yeah. So I just randomly, like, will look up.
Anyway, back to the World's Fair. Like, that's how do you even auction off a baby?
What if you have multiple kids? Like, you just decide this one, no, we're not gonna.
That is like who decides that? It's
I
like
don't even
baby
know if
box
I would
stuff.
auction off my dog.
Oh, that's like baby box stuff before baby box stuff was a thing.
It was
like
a 1 month old. Maybe that. I mean, I don't know what was going on. What was going on in 1900s, early 1900s? That was pre-Titanic. So I mean, like,
I get my dates mixed up all the time.
Were there wars? I don't know. I'm not a history person, so if you know history, let me know what's going on in 1909.
That's sad.
Yeah, and so nobody knows what happened to him, and
he's not alive. I'll guarantee you that. I guarantee you he's not alive.
Modern medicine can do some things.
Ernest is dead. Ernest the actor's dead. Ernest the baby is dead.
Poor
Kim,
Ernest.
if that baby was still alive, let me just like run this down for you. That baby would be 115 years old. So modern medicine is doing some great things, but you are not 115.
What's the oldest person in the world?
Living right now?
Yes.
I bet you $100 million. They're not 115. I would probably lose that bet.
I'm looking right now. Was the oldest person in the world? Somebody? No.
Alive. You're talking the old,
Alive.
117.
There was a man named Juan Vincent Perez. He was born in 1909, so he might remember the World's Fair, except he died.
He's like, I remember that baby.
That's my brother.
That's my brother.
Yeah, there's some people. Oh, there was a chick named Lucille Randon.
Yep. There's a lot of people that live like
1904.
115, 116. There's a lot of lists of oldest living people alive.
I wonder how much they remember.
I don't know.
Man, could you imagine?
Do you have an earliest memory?
Do
you know that?
No.
You know your earliest memory?
Not really.
All right.
Can you imagine being born that early and then seeing 2000, like the year 2000?
Oh, yeah. Like, because, well, people do this all the time. They're like, we're closer to this date than we were to like 1980. So like 2050 or something like that. I don't know. People say it all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I used to laugh at this, but now it's like a real thing. Like, I'm from the 1900s.
You're from the 1900s.
Yeah, and
makes it sound
I have students that are like, I'm like, oh, when you were born, they're like 2000 2000? What did you say?
Okay, future child. What did you do? Did you float here?
Listen here, Ernest. Yeah, like it's crazy to me. Like I was born in the my youngest, Jonna, her friend was wearing a shirt the other day. It said classic 1970s. And I thought to myself, like, that's over 50 years ago.
Smacked.
What?
You don't know the 1970s, says me, born in 1989.
You don't know about this.
Which is funny because I almost bought a shirt the other day that was like, it had like a Chevy on it.
Yeah, that was it. That was the shirt.
Really?
Yeah. It's classic 70s on it.
Yeah.
It had a Chevy.
And I didn't because I was like, that's a weird thing to wear.
That's so weird.
That's a weird fashion. I don't buy like a lot of like band shirts or anything like that because I feel weird.
Oh, I bought
wearing them.
Why? I bought my daughter a Pink Floyd shirt the other day. She has no idea who they are. I just thought it looked really cool.
I at least know. I only have like 3 with bands, but I'm like,
who you got? Who's your 3?
Tupac.
You can't do that.
Wide range.
Okay,
I've worn the Tupac shirt.
You have, but I got beef with this. That just happened. Let's just throw that out there. I don't think people understand like how if you listen to like any Tupac Biggie like lyrics, you would instantly be like, I shouldn't wear that shirt.
So
he talks about raping women and killing children, and people are like, I'm gonna put that on, and then like it's so like foreign to me that people do that. So shame on you.
Okay, let me go and stand in the corner.
Tomorrow you're like, I'm wearing my Biggie shirt.
No, I don't have a Biggie shirt. I don't like Biggie much. There's a handful of songs. I'm not like a huge Tupac person.
Yeah.
There's a handful of songs.
It's like really Snoop. Like. Snoop's out there doing things. The other day, he's
on the SpongeBob movie.
He's commentating for the Olympics. I'm like, this dude smokes weed. That's all he does all day long. He just smokes marijuana, and then we're like, you want to commentate for the Olympics? He was doing the steeplechase for the Olympics, and he's like, this guy. He's like, oh man, that guy's
steeplechase.
Steeplechase is like a race where like there's obstacles in it. So like you jump over hurdles and
relay race.
It's not a relay race. But Snoop's he was commentating hockey the other day. I'm like,
what do you know about hockey?
You're
a hockey guy.
Yeah, he knows nothing. How did he get there? I'll get irate on this one because I'm like, you are popular because you sang songs about doing drugs, doing horrible things to women and killing people, and we're like, that's a role model.
I mean, if it's any consolation, I don't like him at all.
Kim's like, I'm sorry I brought that up.
Oddly enough, my second shirt was Snoop Dogg. So no, I'm kidding. I have Rolling Stones.
Okay. People
then,
be the same thing about like old bands. Anyway, go ahead.
Rolling Stones and then Nirvana.
Oh,
I'm a fan. I was just listening to Nirvana. It's a mood.
Do you know how bad Nirvana is?
He is okay. They are, but like
icon.
They.
I love Kurt Cobain. He's one of Kurt.
Is he in the corner you pointed
to?
No,
I have a stack of books of like autobiographies that I've kept that I love.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, so Jerry Seinfeld's book is really good, and then right above it is Heavier Than Heaven, which is the biography of Kurt Cobain. His life absolutely fascinates me. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I love that they alone set, like, here we are freaking talking about music again. It's just how it is. We talk about
maybe that's
animals,
our niche. Maybe we need to go into the music world.
But they single-handedly like changed
everything.
Rock.
They didn't just change music; they changed everything.
And like they were such trendsetters. I mean, if you don't know Nirvana,
do you remember in COVID, Post Malone, Love Him or Hate Him? He played like through the entire catalog of like Nirvana.
Oh,
like,
he did.
Yeah, back in COVID. And it was interesting to see somebody do that because I was like, one, he's not in that genre of music, but two, like it was like an ode to like just what they said. So.
Yeah, but Post Malone is quite an interesting artist because he started at country.
And he's going back to it.
He's going back to it. He's an interesting one to kind of follow. I don't listen to a lot of him.
Straight goofball, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. But, yeah, I really like him. I might have to check out those what you call them?
The books?
The biography.
Yeah, so it goes.
I'm a soul reader.
These are like people who I find fascinating. Jerry Seinfeld, Kurt Cobain, Tony Hawk is fascinating to me because he's changed. Like Tony Hawk grew up in the era that he just changed everything. My friend Craig's book's up there because he walked the whole Appalachian Trail, which I think
like
is amazing.
1,000 times.
No, just once.
No, I think he's done it a couple times, right? Like
just once. Albert Einstein, this guy who was the president of the Mongols motorcycle club, Johnny Cash. Travis Barker fascinates me to no end. He's the drummer for Blink-182.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, but he does so many other things. Like, yeah. David Goggins, Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights, which is fantastic.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. McConaughey's an interesting dude.
All right.
He's in one of my all-time favorite movies.
What is it?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh my!
I love that movie with my whole heart and soul. It's like my top rom-com.
Dick Hoyt, he's the guy who did Iron Man's with his son that was handicapped. He would
I've seen videos of him. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both. He's dead now. Just FYI.
Found out 2024.
What? He's dead? Seriously, like that's how I respond and react. And then the Ragamuffin Gospel, which is what is his name? Rich Mullins. He's a Christian singer. He's kind of like a hippie. But those I save those like books when I find people like absolutely fascinating. So yeah.
What do they all have something in common? Like
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like what is it that draws you to being interested in them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I love people who are really intricate and like almost glitchy. Is glitchy a word? I think glitchy's a word.
I don't think I understand what that means
like
in context to
or,
a human.
Or maybe like it's like
they were
people...
robots.
just making fun of Jordan.
Johnny Cash was a robot. I knew it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think about that. Like going back to the Kurt Cobain thing. Like I just think Kurt had so many demons, and I can resonate with that. Mm-hmm. Like just the thought process behind him, and I think he just was like, music is the only way that I can get this out.
Yeah.
So like that was just his like thing was like I have to get this out. And what's really funny is like Kurt Cobain, to my knowledge, and even who's David Grohl leads the lead guitar player, singer for the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Non-tattooed. I think that's really interesting.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like tattoos are kind of like a thing now, but like back then, if you look at like the Stones, like you have that T-shirt, Floyd, Nirvana, like a lot of those guys,
tattooed,
tattooed. Yeah,
interesting.
Super interesting.
Huh. Well,
do a deep dive on that.
Are you a Johnny Cash listener?
Love Johnny Cash's like later days, not his early stuff.
I can't stand.
Really?
I can't stand his.
What?
Voice. Oh,
blasphemous!
I went walking down the street on the sidewalk with my dog. His leg popped up. Like I cannot stand Johnny Cash, and I
hurt myself today.
I fell down on a burning ring of fire. I cannot stand. So my best friend, I was just talking about this to somebody else. My best friend, she is married to a Johnny Cash guy through and through.
Like, what do you mean guy? Like impersonator?
Actually, Johnny Cash.
Like, hold on.
She loves him so much.
Cash is dead. Tupac's dead. Biggie's dead. Like, is this like where do you?
How did Biggie die?
Did he
get shot?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
He fascinates me too.
He doesn't fascinate me.
Really?
I have no interest in his life at
23 years old and he dies. Like, just crazy.
Yeah.
And Tupac goes like a little bit after him.
Dang, that's really young, actually.
Mm-hmm.
23. That's
I think he was 23 in his 20s. Sorry.
Barely living. Anyways, so my best friend has
she's married to Johnny Cash.
to somebody who very much enjoys Johnny Cash, but has extended it into what I call sad cowboy music.
Oh.
So like Coulter Wall.
It's a thing.
So whenever I go and fly out to visit them, he always comes and picks me up at the airport because they're like 5 minutes away.
Hello,
blaring. Kim. No, he is blaring Coulter Wall, and every time I'm like, I'm not getting in your car until you change this trash. I'm not doing it. It is. I cannot stand. I don't know what it is.
Sad country music.
They sound like they're from the First World War, maybe even the Civil War. Talking like.
Do you like Mumford?
Who?
Mumford & Sons.
Oh, nah. I mean, I have listened to them, but like not actively.
Because that's like a spin-off of it. Like,
really,
it definitely has some Cash vibes to it. Yeah, for sure.
Fun fact, I guess this podcast is all about music.
Fun fact. There we go. Biggie was 24 when he died, by the way.
Wow, that's such a little baby.
Which cracks me up because people are like idolize him, and I sit there and I go like, I don't think you realize like how terrible of a person he. Oh man, people are gonna be lit up about that. But like seriously, like he was a drug dealer who like sang about like drugs and killing people. If you read some of his lyrics, they're horrendous. Same with Eminem. I have the same like thought about Eminem. Like Eminem is his first two albums are absolutely terrible, like beyond terrible. And I'm not talking like music wise terrible. I'm talking lyrical content
Lyrically,
is
yes.
so bad.
You're a lyrics dude.
Oh,
And I don't hear the lyrics until I like, and then
so you're
I'm like,
bumping down the road and you're like,
until I send it to my pastor and I'm like, hey, have a listen, Jordan. And you're like, can't do that, Kim. You can't do that.
you showed up the other day and I could hear Rage Against the Machine in your car, and I'm going, is she listening to Sleep Now in the Fire? Like, what is happening right now?
And it was stuck in my head. I told Josh that, and he was like, did you seriously pull up to church?
To church.
Listening to Rage? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
I did.
And I'm ready to go.
That's why I continue to go to church, because I always need a little Jesus in my life.
We have time of confession. That's for sure.
Yeah,
for a
absolutely.
reason. Oh, my
So
goodness.
you went on vacation.
I did.
Where'd you go? What'd you do? How was it?
Went to Tennessee every other year. Bethany's family, so that would be her sisters and her parents, rent out a cabin, and we live there together and try not to start a family fight.
I love that. We're doing that next year.
We didn't start a family fight. It was really good. Like, everything went really, really well. Yeah, like, it was good. We
What'd you guys
hiked
do?
like a lot.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, we
A lot
hiked
of nature.
a lot of nature.
Were you in Gatlinburg?
Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, yeah, which is horrible. Like, how do you feel about tourist traps? Because they exist.
They exist, and I'm such an excitable person, so I don't even know that it's a tourist trap until I'm like signing my name for a timeshare, and I'm like, how did I get here?
Yeah, you're like, then you're there touching alligators. you're like, I made it.
I adopted one, guys. I don't know how. His name's Bernie.
I got that. That was a timeshare. That was a big mistake. Yeah.
What do you mean tourist trap? What do you mean?
Like, Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge is totally a tourist trap. I
Is
can't stand traffic. Hate it. And then, like, in downtown Gatlinburg, like, I just feel like,
Is that where Dollywood is?
yeah, Dollywood's in Pigeon Forge. I feel like people are progressively getting worse. Like, this would be my Grease moment. Like, if you're talking about having Grease moments, this is my Grease moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so have you ever seen the AI, like, digitized, like, footage from, like, New York City back in the day, like in like the 1900s? Have you ever seen that?
What do you mean?
So basically what they did is they took like really, really old camera footage.
Yeah.
And they put color to it, and like AI kind of like cleans it up and everything. But if you look at it, if you see it, people are like in suits and ties, like like all. I'm not talking like some. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's not in the nines, but that's just what they wore. Like, okay, cool. Today, like, you go downtown Gatlinburg, down to Pigeon Forge or whatever, and I'm like, what happened to decency? Like,
Yeah.
it's so thrown out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people. Like, I'm like, did you just like throw on whatever you wanted to throw on, then just come out to like
Did you
play?
just find a handkerchief and you're like, well, that's my shirt today.
That's my shirt today. yeah. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm all for like
Really?
people like I don't know. I didn't want to say expressing yourself. Like, I understand. Like, I love fashion. I do. Like, I
It's a
truly
form
do.
of expressing.
I get it. I
Yeah.
totally get it. But at the same time, like, I still feel like there's common decency. So between like people who dress that way, and then language is atrocious now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, when I grew up, even though I had a horrible mouth, I was always very cognitive of who was around. So if like women, children,
I
stuff like
wasn't.
that. Really? You didn't get?
Good for you.
I mean, I listened to some terrible music like growing up, and I loved like
Tupac,
yeah.
Biggie.
But I'd pull up to a stop sign. I would legitimately turn down my stereo.
Oh, you're so kind.
Kim's like, I crank that thing up.
Turn it up. Like, look at me bumping.
You want to listen to my music, don't you? It's like people that rev their engines. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the point of that? Like, what are you doing? Why do you do that?
Anyways, so people are bumping down.
I just don't
Gatlinburg.
understand. I just don't
Yeah.
understand. There's no decency. Like, everybody has their own thing, and it's like you. This is gonna make me sound so bad. This is definitely a Grease moment. Like, you don't look good. you look horrible.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, and you're totally like, who cares about anybody else? And I just think it's sad.
Yeah,
I think it's
I can understand it now. Like, as somebody with kids, I definitely and like
Yeah.
I think back to when I was in like my 20s, when I could not have cared less about literally anybody else
Right.
except for myself.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that was not good, but it just gets worse because now people are living their truth. Let me live my truth. You know what
Somebody told me the other day, they're like, I don't understand what it means when people say we just got love on him. He's like, what does that even mean?
I know. I was just going to ask you, what does that mean?
I told Beth this the other day. I go, I want to write a book of all these like Christian, like little one-liners and be like, I don't know what that means.
Mean?
Like, for example, somebody's like,
a good thing to share. Tell us on, yeah.
I'll give you a couple of them.
No. I want to hear some. You can
give
a couple. Give like 3 for an example. But I want to hear if anybody else.
Okay, so when somebody's like, I'm praying hard.
Oh yeah.
Like I get what you're saying.
Yes.
I understand. You're saying like, I'm praying about this with diligence and blah blah blah. But I'm like, if you pray normal, God hears that too.
Dear Lord, I pray. Like pointing. Very direct.
And I get it. Like, I understand. Like, I feel you. I really do. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, you just need to pray harder. I'm like, what? How about...
You do just need to pray harder, Jordan.
like, do weird. I scrunch my face? Like...
Concentrate hard.
Like, what? I'll get an aneurysm and I'll die.
I've had to tell that to like kids. I'm like, you don't have to like.
Do you have any? Yeah, because you
do. I have
kids.
I do have
kids.
No.
No, do you have any like of those sayings? Like, does anything like pop up in your mind? I have so many of them.
I don't have like. I've thought about it before, but I can't think of any like off the top of my mind.
Oh, like, just from being in the ministry, I have a million of them.
I don't know. I probably said some of them. I don't know.
Like, I heard somebody say one time, you just have to believe. And I was like, this is not a Disney movie.
It's free will. What is it? No, Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah, like
flapping their wings.
Again, I get what you're saying. I understand. But like, let's reword it. Let's change the wording.
How would you reword that?
You know, like, I would just tell somebody, like, it takes faith. Like, it does.
Oh, that's a good one.
Things take
Yeah.
faith. But, like, to say, like, you just got to believe, that's like Ariel getting her legs.
You got to achieve. In order to achieve, you got to believe, baby.
I want to be where the people are. Like, what are we doing?
You click your heels 3 times.
Exactly. like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
There's so many things that come out of people's mouths where I'm like, I don't think you thought that through.
I don't think anybody's going to want to talk to you.
No, not
They're
at
going to be
all.
like, he's judging me.
Not
Please
at all.
talk to Jordan still. He's a sociable
He's
a sociable person.
I'm so sorry. Like, because I know like people who listen probably like have said that before, but like if you catch yourself, it's like the old comedian said like I can't remember who said it, but like when somebody brings you your food and they're like enjoy, and you're like you too, and you're like what? They're not eating. They're not eating with you. It's just you that are eating.
It's like the song, the very popular song that is going to ruffle feathers, but the I Raise a Hallelujah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
oh, don't get me started on Christian music. Here we go back. Don't even get me rolling.
Okay,
Christian music gets
But
me.
I mean, what is what? It's a word. Just what are you raising?
When people pray for God's presence, drives me insane. Like
yes,
like he's okay.
around.
If we're believers and we believe that that the Spirit dwells within us,
yeah,
it's like God looks at us and goes, "I'm here."
Guess what, guys?
I'm right here. It's like if I was at dinner and like I'm eating with my family and my kids look at me and be like, "Just can't wait till Dad gets here." Like, Dad's here. Like, I'm right here. I'm right in front of your face.
You know what and a lot of people say it in their prayers. Josh is included in this. He'll say, let this food be of nourishment to our bodies. And I'm like, all food is nourishment
on
to
some
your
level.
body.
On some level.
And so I'm like, God's not doing that. He's probably looking down like, should you be eating that? Just whenever he says that, and it's very often that he'll say, and let this food be of nourishment to our bodies. And I'm like,
can I say, Lord,
it
change this pizza into broccoli?
Lord, can you please lower the calorie content of what I'm about to consume?
The nutritional content over into that which is a
Turn
broccoli.
this burger into some asparagus.
Oh my goodness! Again, like I know what people are.
Yes.
I feel where their hearts are at. I understand what they're
Yeah.
saying, but at the same time, like, just listen to yourself speak. Like,
It's amazing how we got here from Gatlinburg.
yeah. 100%.
So, anyways, back to
Anyways,
Gatlinburg.
back. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Huge. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Huge tourist traps. But if you go off the beaten path or drive over 45 minutes to an hour, you can find some sweet spots.
Really?
So that's what we did. Like, yeah, like every day we kind of drove. Like, so we would get up in the morning, go slow, and then like go hike or whatever in the afternoon. We did a couple of touristy things. Like they have the Sky Bridge, which is a legitimately like suspended bridge that you walk across. It's the worst thing in planet Earth.
Are you scared of heights?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like horrible.
I'm the one who'd be like swinging it like
I would punch
you're
you.
Donkey and I'm Shrek. Come on, Donkey. Just a few more. I can't do his accent at all.
So we might have to change the cover to Donkey and Shrek.
We should have somebody, if you are somebody who can like edit
Please
photos.
Photoshop that. Do that. Kim and Jordan as Shrek and Donkey. Would you call me Donkey?
Hilarious. Yeah.
Come on, Kim. Come on. Let's go over here, Kim.
I cannot do a Shrek accent to save my life. I cannot do it. So, oh man, we're scared of heights.
Nobody's ever called me the donkey before. That's super funny. Well, so Bethany's mom is too, so she wouldn't do it. So she like looks. She's like, I watched you guys on the bridge, Jordan. You were walking fine until about 15 feet in, and then you just started walking real funky. And Bethany's walking across. Bethany halfway across the bridge, right? Yeah, halfway across the bridge. She goes, Jordan, God is sovereign. If he wants to take us now, he'll take us now.
You're like, I'm ready to go, Bethany.
Wait, what are you talking about? Like, you're talking about the sovereignty of God when we're 5,000 feet over top of planet Earth on a bridge that's suspended by human. Like, you're crazy.
There's a lot of more peaceful ways to go.
Exactly.
Dropping.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the whole time. I was like, you're nuts. Like, what?
I've said stuff like that though, where I'm like, if this is my time to go, make it happen. Just make it quick. Like,
we
I'm
would
ready.
drop to our deaths. And Bethany would be like, the Lord is faithful.
Do you ever wonder, when you watch like action movies or anything like that, if you were in that situation, do you think that all of a sudden, if you were dropping, however far, do you think that you would have the right mind to like say a quick prayer, or would you just be like, "I love you, Gianna"? You know what I mean?
I just like when we got across, I thought to myself, I was like, this is why God chooses to bless my life. It's not me, it's Bethany. I'm riding the coattails of her faith. Like I'm just like, if anything good is coming, just because of her. Who says on a suspension bridge over this gorge, like, Jordan, God is sovereign? I'm like, what? I'm just gonna pray hard. I'm praying real hard right now.
Yeah, I would be better. I'd be swaying.
Oh,
Like,
man.
if you were walking a bridge, was there an access point to the other side that her mom was able to get to? And if so,
No.
why did you not take that?
No, so like you go up on this like ski lift, and then this is in Gatlinburg.
Oh,
by
it's
the way.
a ski lift
Yeah, so you go up on the ski
situation.
lift, and then you get off on the ski lift, and you can walk across the bridge. And in the middle of the bridge, you have to walk across, and you have to come back.
Yeah.
So you have to do it twice. But
Okay.
in the middle of the bridge is like one of those like clear spots. So
Okay.
like those panels that are clear, like they have in like Chicago
Yeah.
and the high rise or whatever.
Yeah.
And so people legitimately stop and taking photos. Bethany's like, be patient, Jordan. I'm like, I will kick these people out of the way. Like, what? No. I filmed the whole thing.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
You'll
I'll
have to
send it to
share
you.
it. Yeah.
I'll send it to you. You can take whatever you want out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was horrendous.
Josh proposed to me on one of those skylift
Oh,
things
my
at the
goodness.
top of Sears Tower, which isn't Willis Tower now.
What's wrong with you, Will?
What
all I hear about.
is that what it is? Is that the what is it? What you talking about, Willis? That's what it is.
I showed my my brother-in-law the fireworks clip from what's his name?
Terry.
Crack it up.
Oh my
What you doing,
goodness.
Terry?
Did you sent me the follow up with Terry. Terry's doing well. Anybody? He's doing great.
I was looking for some videos. All I did was go back to our Instagram messages, like of the 100 videos. I'm like, these are all hilarious. Here, take a look at these.
I have.
There's a couple of them in there, but anyway, it was a good trip. So
That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah,
That's
it was
happy.
fun. What else you got on your list? You're doing great
well,
today.
we went. While you were gone, we went on a family trip.
What?
Just a small, it was camping. We just went
Oh,
to a
camping.
Did I just say we went to a lamp? Anyways, we went to a
What you talking about, Willis?
My aunt and uncle, and then my mom and dad have a camper, and then we just
Where'd you
went
go?
out.
Like far?
No, not too far. Like an hour and a half south.
South.
So it wasn't too bad.
What,
It
where?
was a Salamone.
Oh, I know where Salamone's at.
Yeah. And so that place is huge.
So how many people camped?
Whoa.
Like you, your family, your mom and dad. Who else? Who else is joining?
And then my mom's really good friend and her husband and kid, and then Caleb and his family. Like, it was a family day.
Whoa.
Keaton and his girlfriend
Whoa.
were there. Yeah, like everybody was there. We celebrated Father's Day, and I got to show you.
Oh yeah,
I
what'd
got
you
to
get?
show you. So
Kim really wants
don't
us to be
know.
video, by the way. Like,
This
she
isn't-
really wants us podcast.
Well, I've had people who were like, I want to see, like, I want
Probably
video.
true, yeah.
Because they
I'm working on it. I'm working
said-
on it.
They have said they feel like they just like are in the room with us, but they can't see us. So they want to see us.
if you want to come and edit it, like, hit
Yeah.
me up. Let me know, because it's
or teach us.
it's quite the
quick.
editing process.
Is it?
There's a couple of things I'm looking into, but it's not impossible. It's just setting it up would be interesting. What do you got?
This
Father's
is
Day.
This was our
Oh,
Father's
my
Day.
goodness.
It's not a video. So I need to get a picture of it, of the actual gift that we got from for my dad.
Because oh my word.
So
All right, so I'm gonna describe this picture. So we got everybody in wigs. We got shorts. Shirts are tucked into the shorts.
Yep.
Everybody's wearing a belt. Everybody's got sandals on with no socks. Mustache. I didn't realize your dad. Oh, and the oh my! Just share this to social media. They're all like, is your dad a racing fan?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my entire existence as being his stepdaughter has always been
You guys have
NASCAR.
tons of like NASCAR and you're standing in front of a camper, so there's that. You
Yeah,
got that
we were
going on.
camping.
Your brother cracks me up. Your
Which
oldest
one? My
one. He is so funny to me
So
because you guys look identical.
Yeah, some people say that they don't think we look anything alike. And I'm like, that's weird.
Oh no,
Everybody
you guys
says-
look exactly.
Everybody
alike.
thinks we're twins.
Yeah.
So what Jordan is looking at.
You
for
also look very
Father's
much like a
Day-
dude in that photo.
Mission accomplished, baby.
Very
we
bad.
decided
Your arms are crossed.
I think let me see. I think you can keep swiping to see some other ones. So
Oh my goodness.
my dad. We had.
Oh, the sandals are the best. Like that is.
So we dressed up like my dad. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So nobody knew. Like
That's
it
so
was
fun.
just all of us.
Did you just show up at the campground like that, or I was like,
Yeah.
oh
We said that we
man.
had to go to get something from the store, and we all left. And my mom, I guess, apparently was like, "Who let those three go? Like they're never coming back." And like the whole time, Josh and Courtney were like sitting at the campsite, and they're like, "This is the longest."
They've been gone for a while.
And it was like I had to get.
You had to go get it.
No, I had to get. Let's see. I forgot a belt.
'Kay.
Keaton didn't get the right wash of jeans.
Oh.
Because our dad, when Caleb and I knew him, was like a light jean,
Oh yeah.
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
light wash
Yeah.
jeans, jorts. And
They're not really. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they are.
and then he got the dark wash, so he wanted to get some different pair. He knows my dad to wear cargo shorts, and so I was like, "This is like Tim's Eras tour," because we all knew him as
Eras.
different.
You went to a Taylor Swift reference. Your dad.
It's Dad's Eras tour.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, we showed up
That's a
and like
classic photo.
we had all of his like little mannerisms, because if you have not pointed out
There's
your
a
own
lot.
dads, like
There's a lot of
dads just have mannerisms, and so he has three main ones that we were all
Which
all
are?
came in.
What are they?
So he does this. He's gonna be so like, way to call me out.
That's
I'm sorry,
him.
Dad. He like
He's
wiggles-
one of our 4 listeners.
Well, we're down to 3.
Well.
He does this like thing with his nose where he kind of
Oh,
wiggles his
no.
nose, and he always
He's
so
gonna be
I
so
was doing
self-conscious
that,
now.
and then no, he knows about it because it drives my mom crazy.
He does it now on purpose.
So he used to have like a Fitbit or something like that, and so he would like all 4 fingers like smack his Fitbit, like I gotta get my steps, kind of a thing.
Like it's gonna give you more.
So like, Caleb was doing that, and what was the other one? I can't remember what Keaton was doing. He took a picture.
Fun.
So we showed up doing that. Oh, man, I can't remember what Keaton was doing. There's one more that I can't think of it. And so we showed up with our 3rd installment or 2nd installment of the awkward family photos.
That's so
But I
fun.
don't have the picture of the shirt, so I'll have to get it. And then.
Oh, you got him a shirt?
Yeah.
Was it like the one that had like all the faces to it and has like the...
So I wanted that one.
They're expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
They're stupid expensive.
Yeah.
And so, so it was a good time. That was we'll never be able to top that Father's Day
Camping
gift ever again.
Do you like to camp?
Guys, I like camping, but I like.
Did you camp in the camper or did you
tent.
camp in the tent?
I like tent camping. We have
You
a tent.
camp in a tent?
I like tent camping.
Wow.
We
I hate sleeping on the
we
floor.
go to Missouri over in the Ozark Mountains.
Yeah.
And the last time that we went,
That surprises me. I don't see you tent camping.
Oh, I love it.
I
I don't know why. I don't like it when it's hot.
With the Tupac shirt on.
Tupac shirt. Yeah,
Things Tupac would never do.
He'd never set up a tent and hang
Nope,
outside.
not doing that.
Yeah, I very much enjoy.
That's
tent
crazy.
camping,
I didn't know.
But
that.
I have no skills. I think
No skills.
in my head, I can just go.
Does Josh like to tent camp?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We
I
just
don't see
haven't
it.
gone. Like we haven't gone much. We
Good
have
for
a
you guys.
tent.
With the boys? Do they like it?
So when we went to Missouri, they ended up sleeping in the camper because it was cooler.
Absolutely.
And I was like, hey, way to leave us hanging.
Peace.
Poop heads. And so I don't mind camping. If it's nice out, then I like to camp.
Man.
I almost put the tent out last night.
We've tried it.
so
Like
close.
we had a pop up, we had a regular camper. Like it's
Yeah.
just here's the thing with what I do, with what I'm called to do. Like the weekend's out.
Yeah.
So if we camped, it would be in the middle of the week, and then like nobody's at the campground, which is kind of cool. But
part of camping, I feel like, is the people.
it is.
Like
It is.
you go there, you don't have. Well, people now have like TVs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like when you're going camping, you're not on your.
There's glamping and
devices
camping,
much.
and like we tried it. Like we went up all the way to Door County once. We camped up there in our pop up, which was super fun.
Yeah.
But then it was like I don't know, just
Not feeling it.
the girls actually hated our pop up because when it rained on them one time. Actually, it rained every time we went camping,
Yeah.
and they were like uber scared. Like just
Why?
the rain on the canvas is really loud.
Oh.
And so they were just kind of like, whatever. Bethany's mom and dad have a camper at a campground. It's like a permanent thing. So if we want to go, we just go there. It's kind of close.
little-
Yep.
Get a little sprinkle in outdoor life.
100%.
Yeah, there's people who like live out there all summer long. Do
Yeah.
people live in campsites
100%. Yep.
during the winter?
Yep. No, because usually campgrounds like shut off the water and everything like during that season, and so they like you can live there, but there's no water, there's no electricity, stuff like that. So it'd be kind of weird for you.
Unless you know how to start fires.
Unless
I
you
don't
know
know
how
how
to
to
start
start fires. I wish that I could. So one of the people that was camping, he has so many skills.
Skills?
Yeah,
I
like
have camping skills.
no, he really. So he used to be homeless. So he like knows how.
That's the precursor. That is the precursor to having camping skills. You ever been homeless?
No, he used to be homeless, so he just learned how to. These earrings are too big; they're hurting me. I'm taking my earrings off right now, but he just has a lot of skills.
If they weren't the size of Canada, they wouldn't hurt your face.
So they're not too big. I'm a hoop person. I like hoops. Anyways, so he has a lot of skills, and he is such a good time.
Who is this? A friend?
He's a family friend that we've kind of just like.
Let me get this straight. You have a family friend who's homeless?
No, he's
That's
not
fantastic.
homeless anymore.
He
He's
was
not
though at
homeless.
one point.
At one point, I don't know when he was.
That's kinda fantastic.
That was like a prior life before I think he even met his wife, who is my mom's really good friend.
Yeah.
So we've just kind of like we love them, and so they're
Good for
part of
you.
our family. And they're not homeless anymore. We're not doing like a service or anything.
Somebody's going to listen to this and be like, I can't believe that guy's so cold-hearted. I'm not cold-hearted. I just don't know, like, a lot of people who, like, hey, this is my friend Barry. He used to be homeless. I wouldn't start out the conversation that way.
Maybe
but
diversify your friend circle.
I guess. He's also really good at camping.
So anyways, yes, Tony is very good at just like meals and things like that. He made us pizzas on the fire.
That's fantastic.
He is a chef, and so.
Now that makes sense. Like
Yes.
you're a chef and you're just like, actually, my friend in college, he moved out west and he's a producer, like a music producer,
Yeah.
like produces music. And he didn't have a house for a long time. Just slept on the beach.
That's a life that I kind of want to partake
Oh,
in.
crazy!
Just a little bit, but then like I realize that I have no skills.
No skills. I'd have to be homeless with skills, and you can't go back. You got 2 kids now and a husband. Like it's not gonna.
If
happen.
I don't show up one day,
yeah.
just find me on a beach. Just try.
There's a couple times where like
try
that
to
life would
start
be
a fire.
awesome, and I look to the left and I'm like, nope, definitely can't do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, just a really interesting dude.
What else you got on the
We,
list? Anything else?
The next one is a controversial conversation.
Okay, we have like 10 minutes. Can we hit it? You think? Let's do it. Why not?
Okay.
Let's
So we are living right now.
the final 10. Here we go.
The final 10. Bum bum bum. That could be like a second. So it is.
It is.
It drives me crazy already. Like I can't even say it. So this is the dumbest thing. And this is where I'm going to share my thoughts. It's Bama Rush. Have you seen
Like Alabama?
Alabama Sorority Rush?
Oh my word. Like the show?
No. I mean, it might as well be.
There is a
It's
show about like people who rush for college, like dormitories and stuff like that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, sororities.
Yeah.
So there's like this new thing that happened maybe like 2021 where
I keep going back to the like TikTok videos where it's like, my name's Clarence. I'm going.
my name's Rush. Roll Tide. You know what I mean? And you're like, what did she say?
And then it cuts to the guy and he's like, my name's Carl and I'm going to carpentry school. Go Axis.
Go Seder. Yeah, this is like a whole different. These are like very
I can't get out of my head
put
now.
together girls who are like, hey guys, this is I don't know Kenzie. That's not even a name. That's not even a popular name anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, hey
It's
guys,
Kiki.
this is Kenzie. I'm wearing, and they've got like Dior rings. They have
when they do like the what they're
stupid,
wearing?
expensive
Yeah.
brands, but it's to go and rush for a sorority. I can't. What? I'm not a part of. I've never been a sorority person. I don't understand. Like, I have very minimal understanding of sororities. My best friend was in a sorority, and
I have
so
a couple
like,
friends that used to be in them.
I sit in a sorority.
Yeah.
So I would like stay at the sorority house. And
You did? I've stayed
I-
at a fraternity house a
yeah.
couple times. Not okay.
Oh,
It is crazy.
man.
It makes me
Some
never want to
memories.
send my kid to a secular college ever. Ever.
Oh man, so many stories.
It's so
many.
bad. It's so bad.
But like, there's like a qualifier, a pre-qualifier now of like who's
Oh, you gotta
wearing
have,
like
like-
the most expensive stuff. Like people are like showing these like $5,000 rings, and they have like 7 of them on their fingers, and then they're like my bracelets, and it's like all lining their forearm, and it's like $20,000 on their
Get
forearm.
outta here.
My earrings are from Chanel, and I can't. And I was just like, oh, I can't. That's my Grease moment this week.
My
We're
name
gonna-
is Kiki, and I'm going to the University of Alabama.
Bama Rush this week, and I got myself my Dior purse. I got my what are those goose? What is it? Golden goose. My golden goose shoes. Have you seen those?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I can't with that.
But what's really funny is like we go back to this because we talked about this a couple of times. Like, who's more to blame? Me, who's consuming, or them who are? There's a site or like somebody. It's called Influencers in the Wild, and what they do is they show the video of people,
doing the influence.
Oh my
man.
word! It's so funny.
If I see somebody who is recording anything, you can guarantee I'm just gonna be the awkward one,
You're-
like stepping in,
Yeah.
like big goofy smile.
People
and
are
I
like,
just,
don't judge them. I'm
stare.
like, you lost that right. Like,
Right, you're doing
no,
that in
you
public.
lost that.
Yeah, I 100%.
It's like the videos that are like, get ready with me. I would put those in the same
Yeah.
category. Those things drive me nuts. It's like, no, nobody wants to see you get ready.
I don't understand it. I don't understand. There's one chick that like it's not a get ready with me, but she does, and I'm not like a murder mystery kind of person.
Yeah.
But she talks about like old crimes and things of that sort, and just while she's doing her makeup, and she does her makeup really, really well, and so I really like her.
You're like, you're fascinated.
Yeah, she's like not somebody that I follow, and I can't.
Again,
do
who's
too
more to
much.
blame? Us that are consuming
But
or them who are
she's
contributing?
sharing an interesting story. She's not talking about like, my boyfriend last night took me out to Pizza Hut and we had a garden veggie pizza, not a pepperoni pizza. Tell me how you feel about that pepperoni pizza. Is that better than the garden vegetable? Because so many people, as they're doing the Get Ready With Me's anymore, see, now I'm talking like 100 miles a minute. Not because we have 10 minutes, it's because I'm riled up. This stuff makes me so angry. Who do you think you are to think that we are so consumed with your life?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Which,
I can't.
by the way, these people are walking around downtown Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg if you want to see them. They are there on full display. They are there. I'm just saying, man. Like, it is. It's such a consumer. We were, the bridge that we were on. Yeah. So my mother-in-law actually caught this. There was a lady, and my mother-in-law was so dumbfounded by this, but every 10 feet she would stop and have her husband take a photo of her, like either on the bridge or like sitting on the bench or whatever the case is. And my mother-in-law was so distraught. She was like, what is wrong with you? You can't just enjoy like God's creation and what's happening. And I'm like, you haven't been out much, have you?
People can't anymore.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Like seeing like old videos of events, whatever event, and there's no phones out, and there's just people existing.
Exactly.
Exist in the world, guys. Exist and just take it in. Like a picture is never going to be the same. It will remind you, yes, but like take it in. I leave my phone down all the time.
I do this with kids' school events. I'll take a tripod, hit record, and put it on like beside me, and then I'll watch it and make the memory in my mind. And I watch so many parents who like they're just on their phone.
They're watching their kid through their phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, watch your kid.
Yeah.
Like, be there.
Love it.
That's why, like, so somebody the other day was like, why don't you ever post any pictures? And I was like, I take pictures, but that's not the forefront for me. Yeah. I love seeing the pictures. And, like, there are definitely times where, like, somebody else is taking a picture and I'm like, oh, man, I wish I would have gotten when I was there at that time. But, like, what do you do with all of those pictures of you standing on the bridge every 10 seconds?
Have you ever seen a photo, though, and you think, I don't remember that, but I do remember that? Like, I think about this all the time. I'll look at a photo and I'm like, do I remember that moment or is my mind trying to remember that moment because there's a picture of it?
I remember a lot of things in smells.
Ooh,
and so I'm, like, my sense of smell is very heightened. And so... and somebody once was like, you describe smells in a way that I have never.
Well, you're a chef. You should.
Yes, but I mean, like, that's just like my
just
nose. I can smell. And so I have a lot of memories that are attached to a smell. And so, like, every once in a while, I'll get a smell and I'm like, oh, that was my Aunt Anna Mae's house.
Yeah.
And Josh was like, what? And I'm like, oh, I could just smell it.
It's true. I can remember like concerts, how they smelled, and like I can remember like I remember all. Yeah,
I have a lot of memories attached to that. So, anyways,
crazy.
Weird. That's it.
You did it.
That's it.
You did it. You got through it.
And I got through my list. Look at us go.
You got through the whole list.
I got through the whole
list. Just let you drive from
I'm
here
gonna
on
come
out.
up with another list.
Do it.
I'm gonna keep going with it. So.
Here's the deal. So right now we do not have a niche. Like and that's okay. Like this is how this works. Like we totally understand it. Like our lives are just absolutely all over the place, which is get ready with me. My name's Jordan. I go to Bama. I'm awesome.
I'm wearing a Hanes shirt, Levi jeans, Nike socks.
That's the other thing. Like who cares what you're wearing? Like
I don't know.
Man.
We grew up in brands. I mean, if your shirt didn't have a brand on it, then you were like
for
not
sure.
cool.
100%.
Anyways.
But anyway, like if you so here's the deal. If you have something and you're like, man, you guys talk about this all the time. If you're noticing things, like let us know. We do talk about music a lot for sure. But if there's something like that, if there's something you're curious about that you want to talk about, like we can totally we'd love to hear from you about that. Or if we've touched on something where you're like, man, you should go deeper in that. So I mean, we're like 8 episodes deep now.
We are.
So if you sit there and be like, you guys need to like expand that a little bit more, we can do that too as well. So anyway, rate, comment, subscribe, like, share, post, whatever.
All of them.
If you have something where you're like, hey, like I enjoyed this episode. This was super funny to me. Like our whole goal is just to make you laugh.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Hey, like life is crazy. It's full of ups and downs.
Full of grease and grace, baby.
Exactly. So, like our goal is to take you out of reality for about an hour and just like enjoy.
Be a part of our stupid conversation.
Absolutely, 100%. It's like this is our therapy session. So
It really is.
That's what we're doing
It's
here.
good for the soul. People don't do conversation anymore very well. So
They do not, but we do. So
Yeah.
there's that.
all right.
So anyway, with that said, we will see you next time.
Bop, bop.